what's the mass in grams of a sample of potassium phosphate? So let's translate that first. Potassium is K with a +1 charge, and phosphate is a polyatomic ion, PO4, with a -3 overall charge. We're going to have to switch or flip-flop these charges. This means there's 1 phosphate and 3 potassiums. So now that we have the formula established, we also need to make note that we are given the amount of oxygen atoms and asked to find the mass in grams of potassium phosphate. So we're going to need to have the relationship between 1 mole of potassium phosphate and the mole of oxygen present. Since there are 4 atoms of oxygen, that means there are 4 moles of oxygen for every 1 mole of potassium phosphate. So now we'll take the given amount, which is 8.38 times 10 to the 25 atoms of oxygen, bring down atoms of oxygen, and we're going to use Avogadro's number, 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd, which is equal to 1 mole of oxygen. Now we can use our relationship between mole of oxygen and mole of potassium phosphate. There are 4 moles of oxygen for every 1 mole of potassium phosphate. And they want our answer to be the mass in grams, so we'll bring down 1 mole of potassium phosphate, and then we'll go to the periodic table to find the grams of potassium phosphate, which would be calculated by taking the molar mass of potassium times 3 plus the mass of phosphorus plus the mass of oxygen times 4. And this actually gives us 212.27 grams total. Now we can calculate our answer. You're going to want to use parentheses. So open parenthesis 8.38 times 10 to the 25, close parenthesis, divided by open parenthesis 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd, close parenthesis, divided by 4 times 212.27. This is going to give us 7,385 grams of potassium phosphate, which is letter D.